And what's cracking, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. How's everyone doing? My name is Krisha. I'm hoping you guys know that by now. Alex is in here. How's it going, Alex? Nick, how's it going? Frank the Tank. What's cracking, you guys? And of course, Sean is in here as well. Sean is gonna be handling the handle the Mango way. Red Liger's in here. Good morning to you too. Good morning. Just the other day, in fact, Sean was sort of impersonating me. I was in the middle of work and he just barges into my office and he just starts impersonating me with like this random sexy voice. I'm like, really? I'll show you impersonation. So I just went on with good morning in Sean's style. It was, yeah, he had a good laugh. I sent Sean puppy pics. How's it going, Tups Fishing? Hello there, Mock. Mock the bot is in here as well. Anyone who misbehaves, Mock comes down with the hammer. Boom! With the ban. Right on the money. Okay, let's queue. How many people do we have in here? Like, I'm all over the place today. Come on, Krisha, you can do this. Alright, guys, and also smash the likes, please. The viewers are building up. I did post a link on the Discord chat, but if you guys can sort of do that for me again, just in case nobody saw it, that would be awesome. But yeah, just do smash the like, and we can get this party started. Let's go. In 3, 2, 1, cue the Mango intro. And what's cracking, you guys? You know what I've noticed recently in all of my daily videos? I have like a preset for all my edits, and every time I sort of publish a new daily video, it appears that in my most recent ones, the bulb doesn't go off, like that zzz doesn't show up. So I gotta go and fix that now. And every time I go and rewatch my video, I'm always so hurt that I'm like, where's my bulb buzz? How's it going? Suklani SNX. I'm guessing that is your conviction trade, SNX. I always find it really, I find it really amusing how some people, so I have a cousin, and everyone gets in the froth of the bull market, right? So the bull market got so frothy last time around that she actually named her dog Cardano. When they start doing that, guys, when they start naming their pets after a certain crypto, you know it's time to sell. Right? So I'm like, all right. I should have taken that as my first signal. I should let you guys know. Next time this happens, like, of course, we're getting into the brand new bull run. Next time this happens, whenever I get the signals, I'm gonna be bringing it up to everyone's attention. My cousin named the dog Cardano. My mom asked me about Bitcoin. My aunt asked me about XRP. I'm gonna give you guys all the deets. It works. You can never explain it, but it just works. They just somehow know how to call the top. I don't know. Okay, let's begin. So I'm not gonna waste too much time today. We're gonna try and sort of get through the charts one at a time, and we'll talk about the important stuff. Also because I promised my one and only a date tonight, so I'm gonna be taking him out. So yeah, we're gonna like speed through this live stream, but I am gonna try and make it as entertaining and as informative as possible. So with that, guys, I want to first start off with a bit of housekeeping. I'm gonna implore everyone to actually watch Sean's last live from, I want to say it's not yesterday, but day before yesterday, because it was excellent. And what was excellent about that was he goes over over simple math. Yeah, the simple math of compounding. And honestly, with that, if you just go ahead and follow that framework, you can actually figure out, like, people can retire off of Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm not just making this up. Just go ahead and watch that. He breaks it down really, really well, really succinctly, and it sort of blew my mind. And I'm sure that a lot of you actually caught that live stream. I think it hit a note with all of you guys, right? You can actually retire off of Bitcoin if you know how to play it well. Right, not just Bitcoin, this gives you a framework for any good conviction asset that you're looking at. So I'm going to implore you guys to go ahead and check out the previous live that Sean actually did. Banger. Another thing that I want to bring up today is, well, today's dashboard premium video. I did post a dashboard premium under the premium video section right here, which you will find on the left hand side of your sidebar. Now this is a coin that I found today, and my first impulse on any coin is never to check the fundamentals. Does it have a working product, blah 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 blah. I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. The first thing I checked was, what does the chart look like? And that chart looked freaking banger, man. Like, just go ahead and check it out. I give you guys an entire premium video on that coin. It is available here on the dashboard as well, but more importantly, on that coin, I also pulled the Mango lifeline indicator, because the lifeline has now been giving us some excellent bid opportunities. And if you guys have access to the dashboard, I'm also going to implore you guys to start using the lifeline alongside the dashboard to get, not just understand when is the time to be jumping in, but also knowing when to jump in. What is the next bid level? Now you guys can find the lifeline at themangoway.com. themangoway.com/lifeline. Go ahead and check it out. I'm linking it right here. A lot of you guys actually jumped into the lifeline. You guys have been loving this indicator so far, and what's not to love, right? Just getting into Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Check this out. Just go ahead and pull up the lifeline right here. Right? What do you see? So I posted a picture of this yesterday. The lifeline actually turned green. So just for those of you just catching up with this new indicator that we've released, the lifeline, essentially, it gives you the bullish or the bearish bias, okay? So for the longest time, it was bullish, right? So when it's bullish, the candles are green. When it's bearish, the candles are red. You cannot argue with that, right? So it turned red very briefly, but then it turned green again. But not just that, check out what the buy opportunity came in at. So now it smacks out these very, very neat, very clear bid levels, as well as target levels, as well as invalidation levels. I feel a lot of people struggle with the invalidations. Right? When are you wrong on your trades? Well, you know what? Now it just gives it to you on a platter. And if you're wrong, you cannot move that line. That line just stays as is. All right, when you're wrong, you're wrong. It serves it to you on a platter. What's cool about this is that yesterday I noticed that, okay, you know what? The previous daily candle went green, so the buys flipped bullish. But not just that, check out what the bid opportunity came in at, 63.2K. Now, it sort of overshot 63.2K, but now it appears that we're making our way to the first target at 66.9. And I believe that if we start breaking 66.9, I'm saying clear for 71K. And at that point, I think there's this one thing that's playing out on Bitcoin. And it's very classic. You know, everyone looks at a breakdown of a bearish pattern. Now, the pattern that I was looking at initially was this symmetrical triangle-like formation, right? But now check out what's happened. Right. It appears that we're making our way all the way up to that breakdown point. My initial symmetrical triangle actually showed a break. Okay, yeah, this was it. Because I've been taking the wicks into account. But even if you take it just based on this, right, you'll get up to the breakdown point of Bitcoin right here, which comes in around 67.9K. But I'm saying we start clearing target 1 at 66.9. I won't be surprised if we start at the very least making our way up all the way up to $70,000. Right, at that point we sort of penetrate the symmetrical triangle, at which point, guys, just to give you some insight on how I will be looking at this pattern, because I know that I've been pulling this up on my chart a lot. If we start doing that, I'm saying this morphs into something else. At that point I'm saying symmetrical triangle negated. I'm not going to be looking at the symmetrical triangle anymore, because with pattern breakdowns we're often looking at measured moves. Right, at that point I'm not going to be looking towards the measured move to the downside. Right, so I'm going to be keeping a keen eye out on how prices react off of 66.9K. So yeah, this is Bitcoin here on the daily time frame. Let's also go ahead and check out Bitcoin on the dashboard, okay? Wait, what's happening here? Do we have a bug? Where's my drop down here? Refresh? I got logged out? What? How did I get logged out? I was just logged in. Okay. This is what happens. Flops on me. Okay, let me log back in. Okay, there we go. Good stuff, Krisha. Super snappy. All right, I'm proud of you. All right. Usually I get so heckled at this. I'm like, what happened? All right, back on over to Bitcoin, get into the drop down right here. So first of all, we have a reset of the trend on the daily time frame, okay? So the trend before, just yesterday, actually was short. It's now neutral, okay, with market-wide volatility still like pretty high up there at 78. As far as fear and greed index, by the way, you guys have access to the fear and greed index. For those of you who do not know where to find it, on top, you're gonna find the FGI index right here. It's still sitting at greed, okay? So people are not overly bearish, not yet at the very least. But however, I mean, I'm not just going to look at that in isolation. I'm going to implore you guys to not look at anything in isolation. Start sort of looking at everything together. Try and get a holistic view, especially in these phases of the market where we're sort of in the middle of a consolidation. Especially on the daily time frames, the mid time frames, high time frames. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, we have a complete reset right here of the trends. 4 hour, however, is long. We're seeing a tad bit of follow through from the bulls, but everything else, guys, all the other trends, freaking reset, except the weekly trend, and this is essentially what we want to see, right? Weekly trend has still remained intact. This came in 175 days ago. You're up 92% even after the dump. Even after the dump, you're still up a good 92%. But check this out. From everything that's standing out to me right now, it's that volatility on the 4 hour time frame and on the 12 hour time frame. Looks very, very healthy. Volatility died down to like freaking 4. So every time I see volatility sort of compress to these very low numbers, I'm looking for the next sort of expansion move, the next impulsive move for Bitcoin. But the main question is where and what direction, right? To the upside or to the downside? And often what I tend to do is I always fall back on over to the prevailing trend. Right now in the 4 hour time frame, trend is long. So I want to start seeing more follow through from the bulls. And like I said, the target I'm looking at, lifeline, guys, 66.9k. We start breaking that to the upside. I'm saying candle closes to the upside. Up we go. I'm actually looking at 70k next stop. 70k next stop. Okay, going through the comments. Oh, by the way, can you guys hear the music? Is the music okay? Just let me know. I have the music playing. I just didn't check in with you. No voice checks today, guys. I just jumped right into the juice. Volume's good. Okay, thank you. Brilliant. Very nice premium video, Krisha. Always like it that there's some narrative behind the good chart. Yes, by the way, today's premium video that I released on the dashboard, it's a coin that I found. So I found it randomly. I'm going to tell you how I found it. Because I've been trading on-chain as well, and oftentimes I'll be looking at the transactions. And yeah, sometimes I get curious when I see like these crazy freaking bids come in. And so I tend to look into certain wallets, and I actually found this coin in someone's stash, right? And usually, I mean, I'm always doing my due diligence. I don't just freaking jump in willy-nilly. I'm just like looking at, you know, what is it that the whales are accumulating out there. So I found this project amongst a myriad of other projects, and I started looking into it, and I really liked the narrative, the fact that it had a narrative behind it. But in addition to that, I just love the chart. I think the chart was freaking epic, right? So just check it out. Check out the data. And every time I find like golden nuggets, I'll be presenting it to you on the Mango Dashboard Premium videos. Okay, so just make sure you're keeping up with that, because as far as I'm concerned, if you have to put a gun to my head right now and say, Krisha, bull market or bear market? Bull market. I am buying every dip. You can ask Sean, ask anyone close to me, I am buying every dip. In fact, this entire month of April, that's all I've been focusing on right now, is looking to buy the dips, essentially understanding, okay, what does my portfolio consist of? What are the positions that I want to build? All right, at what levels do I want to build these positions on? How much do I actually want to stash up? In addition to, well, my portfolio, I've been focusing on taxes. It's April, guys. Tax season. It's the worst thing. Sean had a brilliant quote. He's like, the worst employee is always the government. The government is always the worst employee to be paying every year. Ugh. Okay, ICP, Kevin Rafalski. I did do an entire dedicated video on ICP. And yeah, I broke down everything that I'm looking at, so go ahead and check that. ICP has been, man, ICP's reaction has been freaking insanely good. Jeez Louise. Okay, going through the thing. Hello from the Philippines. Hello to you too, Michael Johnson. Volume's good. It's light but good. Do you want me to turn it up? Yeah, well, so Alex is like, can you talk about ADA a bit and how it relates to Bitcoin? We will be going over the altcoins in a bit, but I first want to walk you guys through Bitcoin on a cyclical standpoint. I'm gonna repeat this one. Okay, let me actually just get into it. I'm gonna hide the text and let's bring it up. Bitcoin halvings. Now this is something, once again, Sean actually brought up in the previous live stream, and I think he articulated this really, really well. And these are, I want you guys to start thinking of your positions with this mindset, right? Once again, all the vertical lines you see on my chart are all the Bitcoin halvings, right? So far we've had a total of 4 halvings. The fourth one we just completed. It was a wrap. It was a successful halving. However, now what's going on is I want you guys to observe this chart, and more importantly, every time we've gotten to the halving, we've always found a monthly pullback. When I say a monthly pullback, I'm looking at the monthly candles and I'm looking for those red candles, okay? Every month, every halving, guys, we've always had at the very least one red candle. Now I want you to see, now this was the first halving of 2012. Now this is something that Sean brought up that I never observed and I never brought up with you guys. So we'll go over it one more time. All right, monthly right here, turned red, okay? Now if I had to ask you, was this a good buy opportunity or was this a good sell opportunity? Duh, it was a good buy opportunity, right? Because freaking prices went on to rally to make freaking brand new highs. The bull market continued from there on for Bitcoin to do another 10,500% on that move. But now I want you guys to look at the next sort of bear market that followed, right? Did the low of the bear market come down to the prices that we saw during the halving right here? No, not even freaking close, right? The price on the halving was $12. The lowest price on the bear market low was $164. All right, so that was the first halving. Let's go to the second halving. All right, second halving right here. July 2016. Was this a good buy opportunity or a sell opportunity? Were you better off buying Bitcoin or were you better off selling Bitcoin? Just right here. Just look at this in isolation, you know? In fact, don't look at this in isolation. Look at it through this entire lens of from where price is at right here on the halving all the way to, well, the bull market high. You're always better off, once again, you were better off buying Bitcoin because that rally once again went on to continue. That bull market went on to continue. If I even have to look at it from the top of that local high that was put in right here on June 2016 all the way to, let's just say the candle closes, okay, you're still looking at a good 1,631% on that rally, okay, throughout the entire bull market. This was the bull market of 2017. Now, once again, if you look at the bear market that followed, the lowest point, okay, on the bear market low came in at $3,100, whereas the prices on that halving was at $654. So once again, the bear market low did not come down to that halving price right here. Once again, you always just better off buying the halving, holding it, right? I'm just going through the historic data with you guys. Now the next halving, the third halving, which happened on April 2020, is it April or May 2020? Anyways, we saw, I think it was May, right? If anyone can correct me on that, that would be awesome. But I think it was May 2020 if I'm getting my dates right. So we saw, like, once again, this was another monthly, a red monthly candle. We saw a pullback on the monthly. And this price was sitting at $9,000, right? Once again, were you better off buying Bitcoin there? Yeah, because Bitcoin went on to rally all the way to $60,000, right? From 9,000 to 60,000, that was a good 619% to the upside. Now, once again, I want you guys to look at the bear market that followed, right? What was the lowest point on the bear market? The lowest point on that bear market came in at around $15,470 in comparison to the price on the halving, which was only $9,000. This is to say that historically, okay, I'm going through the data with you guys. Historically, that price that you see during the halving is never revisited even during the bear market. The nominal price that you see during the halving has never been revisited even during the bear market. So once again, yet again, like historically, we've always seen a red candle getting into the halving. This is it. Okay, so how many days do we have left? About 9 days, 8, 9 days. So yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about this, right? Like historically, guys, the nominal price of Bitcoin during the halving has never been revisited on the next following bear market. Even in the bear market, it has never been revisited. This has been in a cyclical, just a bull market. Okay, thank you. So seed first and then lifeline later. Seed looks very good. Does seed have indicators included? Yes, the seed, okay, yes. If you have to really prioritize your education and the indicators, I'm gonna say this over and over again, okay? Focus on your education. Get the seed program first. It's gonna set you up for every other market to come, not just that. The way you approach your indicators and the way you start reading your indicators and taking trades off of the indicator calls is going to be that much more powerful. All right, focus on the seed program first. If you have to decide between the program or any of the indicators, get the program first. In fact, let me just show you something. It's a good thing. This is actually a really good sort of segue into that. Where's my Discord? Okay, there it is. Okay, you can see my Discord? Okay, yes, you can. Get into the Discord, themangoway.com/Discord, and there's actually a testimonials section on the left-hand side bar right here. You can see it right here. Okay, cool, testimonials. We actually got the most recent testimonial from Tremo. It says, seed program experience to date. He says almost complete. So he's almost completed the seed program. He said, had been in a number of trades with varying successes and found myself losing out more than winning because I couldn't control my emotions. Don't think the experience of losing over the last year can be bought. I didn't expect to win all the time, but was watching my account drop and needed a longer term strategy. Then I came across Crash Talk on YouTube, then Sean Dexter and the Mango Way, and was tempted to join the seed program, which has really opened my eyes about risk management and so much more stuff. Have not regretted it for a moment. And trust me guys, that risk management system is gonna set you up for life. I want to say this bull run, the next, no, it's going to set you up for life. Till this day, I don't care where I'm at, I do not take any position without first going through the risk management system. It lets me sleep at night. I'm able to sleep at night. I'm able to freaking sit through some intense dips because I feel very confident on my position because of the risk management system. It's all very, very powerful just on a psychological standpoint as well. He says, the risk management system module has to be up there at the top of the list. Really like Sean's attitude to using leverage as part of the risk management strategy. That was class. Momentum oscillator module was great too. Really hard to give favorite module. So he says, A, it's also good. B, have still got Ichimoku to go. Tremo, you're gonna freaking love the Ichimoku module. I think it's almost everyone's favorite module. I think if I have to rate top 3, Ichimoku's definitely on there, but I know that I'm not the only one who rates it as my top 3. And C says, need to go back over some stuff too. I'm itching to get properly started, but want to finish everything and go over stuff first. So guys, if you are really debating between the seed or the indicators, I'm saying get the seed first, and then you can always jump into the indicators. Okay, so yeah, focus on the education. This is the time right now, by the way. The market is actually giving you time to get in because a lot of people, you know, when the markets start running and you want to start focusing on your education, it gets very difficult. The focus part gets difficult. Why is that? Because when the markets are rallying, you feel like this crazy pressure to want to go and execute on trades. So you're not willing to actually sit through some very, very important lessons in the program before you actually put on your trade. And sometimes it's going to be that important lesson that's going to help you capture profits or get those good bids in, help you with your execution, know how to handle leverage. It's going to help with all of that, but that's if you get to the lesson on time, right? If you're willing to sit through the process. So every time the market actually gives you the time to do that, juice it. Okay. Sean says, those reviews really make my heart swell. Thank you guys. It really does. It goes a really, really long way. So yeah, that was a really nice review from Tremo. Seed is the way, I agree. Even Frank the Tank, he's one of the latest seedlings in here. So yeah, you guys, for those of you actually wondering if the seed is a good fit for you, I say jump into the Discord chat, check out the testimonials. There are testimonials on the main page here as well. You can read through all of them. I'm student 0 of the seed program, but if you don't want to hear it from me, you can hear it from everyone else, right? So these are all the testimonials. You can get into the Discord chat one better and actually go ahead and speak to the seedlings as well, right? They'll give you a better idea on what to expect from the seed program. Going through the chat, going through the chat. And yeah, hit the likes, everyone. What's going on? I'm a tad bit tired. I went to the gym earlier today. I worked out back, and I came up, and I don't know what hit me. Like, it hit me like a train. I got upstairs, I got home, and I just sat on the couch, and I got knocked out. I just fell asleep, and I've just been sleeping for like an hour, and I got up, I'm like, holy shit, it's in the middle of the day. Yeah, it's one of those days. Some days you just, ugh. So anything else about Bitcoin before we move on to the next chart? I think Bitcoin's candle turns red. I think we're seeing a red candle this month. I believe it closes red. As far as bull market targets are concerned, are you guys ready for this? I don't think you guys are ready for this. Never mind. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for the bull market targets? Ooh, this is something we could be looking at, guys. Symmetrical triangle morphed into a falling channel. Alex mixes, I am ready. Okay, you guys are ready? Bull market targets. I'm gonna say it. I present an entire system to the seed program. Now this is good for those of you who are here watching this live stream, so I'm gonna give it to you. The ones that I have forecasted based on various systems comes in anywhere between $350,000 going all the way up to $500,000. And hey, you know what? This is one of the first times Bitcoin before the halving has actually gotten up to all-time highs. So I'm really liking the price action right now. But yeah, just based on historic data and systems that I have, and these are all, I want to call them objective systems. Of course, I will be monitoring them, and I will be giving you guys updates on the seed mastermind calls, as well as if they're really, really important, I will also be posting it in the Mango Dashboard Premium video section right here. But I do believe it's an objective system. I'll be keeping an eye out on it, but for now, that's what the system is giving me. Anywhere between 350,000 all the way up to $500,000. Whew! I know, I'm saying it out loud, but I just like, I gotta pinch myself. Okay, so now with this, guys, let's get into the altcoins. Now that first of all, before I get into the altcoins, any questions on Bitcoin? Any questions on Bitcoin? How's it going, Julian? Megatron is like, I need Cardano to hit $12 already. Oh, come on, patience, patience. Like I said, gun to my head, is it a bull market? Yeah, I still believe it's a bull market. I'm buying. Lifeline on the weekly, Krisha. Yes, let's do it. What do you guys think of this falling channel, though? Is it something that we should be looking at, guys? Thoughts? Holy mother... Bruh. Wait, what? Check it, guys. Okay. It actually wicked right off the buy opportunity right here at 59.3k. And okay, I can't do it on this chart because this is not the right chart. Okay, this is better. I'm gonna knock off all the other lines that I have. Oh my god, this is such a mess. Okay, there we go. Cool. I can do like a replay on here. Select bar. Okay. We got the buy opportunity was printed before even, yeah. Check it out. Bitcoin was hovering at 69.3K and I was giving you the buy opportunity at 59.3K when it was at $69,000. All right, let me play this for you. If it plays, it doesn't flop on me. Okay, there we go. Let's watch a playback. Okay, this is... Where's your patience, man? What's wrong with you? Boom! Do you need anything else? But yeah, the next buy opportunity on, so if we, and that's the thing, right? It bounced right off the 59.3K region and it gives you, and the way I like to look at this is that if I have established that it's a bull market, the way I like looking at the buy opportunities is that the first buy opportunity is going to be my scale in opportunity. So I start scaling into my bids right there. Right? If I want to dip my toes, because a lot of times people, they tend to focus on one target and then prices fall and they don't have enough ammo to actually deploy when prices fall further. Now that is very, very important, because oftentimes you'll find that, okay, you've deployed all of your capital, prices fall, but on a macro standpoint, the asset that you're looking at hasn't really lost trend, right? But you have no more to spend on, well, the next dip to the downside. So this essentially helps you understand when is it time to be scaling in and what's that next bid opportunity to the downside that you can still gun for while the asset still remains on that bullish bias, right? So the next bid opportunity right here comes in around 51.5K for Bitcoin. All right, so I'm looking at this as the first scale in opportunity. Second scale in opportunity, if we start falling further, 52.1K. But yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. Yes, you can. Red Liger says you can select from which candle you want to start the replay, right? Yeah, from what I am. But it has to be, so just to show you, okay? Whoa, what happened to my mouse? I clamped my mouse today, and it's just been acting so funny the entire time. So you can start from like whatever candle, as long as you see your ticker up here, that has to be, that cannot be like a copy of a chart. It has to be like the actual ticker, like Bitcoin USDT. I can't have like a copy of, say, Bitcoin USD 15 divided by 15, which is a copy of the Bitcoin USD chart on Bitstamp. So as long as it's on the actual coin, you can do the replay. It won't let me do it on the copy. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because I see that a lot of you are interested in the altcoins right now. It's like attention for Bitcoin is just like, okay, whatever. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance quickly. I always tell you guys on live that, hey, I'm gonna clear out my sidebar. I'm gonna make it neater. I just never get to it. Also, once again, I got the same question. Krisha, are you trading all the assets on your sidebar? I'm not. Please do not take this as financial advice. I don't know why I have magic on here. I'm not in these trades, guys. Okay, please. This is not, my sidebar is not a representation of my portfolio by any means. Okay, weekly. On Bitcoin dominance, apologies. Man, I'm all over the place right now. So Bitcoin dominance, first of all, has broken through the 54 percentile region right here. Okay, we're hovering over that. And if I really just have to look at it through a technical standpoint perspective, we could actually see Bitcoin dominance climb all the way up to the 58 percentile mark. I believe we've already gotten up to the 57 percentile mark right here, but that's the entire zone that we're looking at. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is basically telling us that, hey, Bitcoin is holding up stronger on this dump right now. Bitcoin is holding up stronger than the altcoins, right? Remember, in the last live, I essentially explained to you guys how you ought to be looking at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance doesn't tell you when Bitcoin is bullish or Bitcoin is bearish. No, it just tells you when Bitcoin is outperforming the altcoins on any given phase of the market, whether it's dumping or it's pumping. Wow, Chow is in here. How's it going, man? Shervin's like, the music is so cool, by the way. You know what? I can't hear the music because it's actually just playing on my headset. So you guys can hear the music. And I'm just like, let it play. I can hear it a tad bit. It sounds like gamer music. This is like Sean's music. We vibin'. Exactamundo. But yeah, okay, so Bitcoin is outperforming right now as far as Bitcoin dominance is concerned. But does that mean that it's all dead for the altcoins? No. No, I don't think so. I think there's going to come a time where the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. I think that time is sooner than later. Especially when the rallies start again in earnest, I will be looking towards the altcoins. And that's what I was telling Sean this time around. Now, I have a different sort of outlook to an extent on the overarching market, and I was telling Sean, I've been telling the seedlings this too. My thesis here, my general thesis, is that on the next phase of this bull run, like we're already halfway through the bull run, on the next phase of the bull run, I'm saying that the altcoins are likely going to start outperforming Bitcoin. There's a high probability of the altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. And also another variable, another sort of aspect to that thesis is that I don't think that we're going to be seeing basically the nominal prices that you're seeing on the altcoins right now. I don't think we're going to see that until the next bear market. But that being said, while I do say all of this, okay, I'm talking about in general terms. That does not absolve you from not looking at the chart and not employing your TA. Don't just go in and buying any asset. The one thing so just today, I'm going to give you a quick sort of, I'm going to give you a quick story on one of the positions I took in today. This is for a swing trade. I just got into a position. I got into a position yesterday. And my thesis behind this was that I wanted to play the swing on the range because I thought it was a really, really good range. I'm not going to tell you which coin. It was a shitcoin. But anyways, it was not a shitcoin. I mean, it was there was a project, okay? But no, there was a working product behind the project. However, I looked at it as bottom of the range. I said, okay, I'm going to get in here looking to play the swing. I'm going to capitalize on that and get out, right? But now I got in at a certain bid. But now what happened was that I said that, okay, this is, the chart looks good, decent liquidity. I'm looking at bottom of the range. However, if it breaks, I'm going to get out. Simple. Okay, that was my thesis. And just today, in fact, right before the stream, it broke. Like it broke support. And I said, okay, it's done. I get out. Okay. Now, notice how I'm employing the TA here as well. I'm not going to let the fact that the project has a working product dictate whether or not I hold the coin. It doesn't freaking matter. In the middle of a bull market, if your coin is not rallying, that is freaking dead weight on your portfolio. Worse, if it's dumping, it's not just dead weight. It's just like taking away from whatever you have on your bottom line. So you do not want to do that. Okay, you do not want to be stuck in any project. It doesn't matter. I don't care. If it's a bull market, the project should not be dumping further. Okay, especially I know there are some people actually looking at coins that are making freaking lower lows through a cyclical standpoint. Freaking no go, no go, no go, no go. Not in a bull market. I don't care if the market is taking a pullback as a whole. It doesn't matter. If it's a new low, it's a new low. That is information for you. Get the hell out. This is all dead weight. It's opportunity cost on your portfolio as well. In the middle of a bull market, your assets should not be tanking to form new lows. I don't care if it has a working product either. All right, chart first, then everything else. So yeah, that's just that's just one of the experiences from today, from the last 2 days actually. Getting chopped around. You're getting chopped around? What do you mean, Shervin? I've been taking like a couple of trades here and there. Most of them have been playing out well, just playing, you know, the short swings. But for the most part, I'm just doing portfolio management. Building those positions. There's some insane freaking charts out there sitting at stupid low market caps. So I'm just like, all right, looks like a good bet. Okay, what altcoins do you guys want me to cover? It's 8:40. Oops, I mentioned the time. But anyways, we're like, I think 40 minutes into this live stream. I gotta take the mister out, so we will cover a total of 4 altcoins and then I wrap up. So let's go. All right, Rick Martinez in with Cardano, ADA. Let's do it. ADA. Okay, ADA. Oh no, that's my bid zone. What are you doing? Okay, so ADA, first things first, Rick, is that ADA has actually lost the weekly dynamic. Okay, the weekly dynamic has been one of those key indicators I've been using throughout Cardano's, in fact, throughout the market cycles that have come before to help me understand if it wants, when does the bull market continue, when do we get into a bearish phase, right? I've been keeping it as simple as that. Right now, so far, ever since we actually managed to penetrate 31 cents right here, this was back in October of last year, we were actually trending on the dynamic. It looked really, really good. However, with this previous weekly candle that came in on April 8th, notice what happened. We actually broke that dynamic support. So I'm saying right now, this is in bearish territory. Okay, for as long as we're living underneath dynamic support, I'm saying for the interim, I'm looking at short term. Okay, short term to midterm, we are in bearish territory until Cardano actually manages to reclaim that weekly dynamic zone. All right, if you want the numbers on there, for those of you who do not have access to the dynamic indicator, take note of the numbers for Cardano's dynamic resistance right now. It was support, now flipped into resistance. It moves dynamically with every new candle print. The numbers on the dynamic move. Okay, so we change. You can see it's a slope, right? The current resistance comes in at around 55 cents, going all the way down to 53 cents. All right, if you want the exact number, it's 0.554, and the bottom of that range is 0.538. All right, so go ahead and take note of it, but that is the zone right now. I want to see Cardano, I'll be honest. Okay, I have my position still in Cardano? Yes, I do. I only de-risked one of the positions that I caught on Cardano, so I built on my position a total of 3 times. The first one came in right here, and the second 2, I actually have it marked out on my chart right here. The second one came in right here. What happened? Where's my boxes? But yeah, I built a second one right here. This came in around 52 cents, and the third one right here at around 59 cents. I did get out of this position right here. Oops. My tools are just flopping on me. I did get out of this position right here, but the other 2 positions are intact, which are much bigger than the one that I got in right here, okay? But yeah, that's still intact. I'm still sitting in those, just for those of you wondering. So yeah, as far as Cardano is concerned, right now, short term, I'm saying bearish until we manage to reclaim dynamic resistance to the upside. All right, that is the range. And I'll say this, on every altcoin that I'm trading, I have an edge. And I always do that, just to give me an edge. And I'm gonna implore you guys to also have an edge on any of the altcoins that you're trading. My biggest edge on Cardano is the Mango Dynamic Indicator. Right, so I basically use this to help me just stay on the right side, also help me capture bids. Like I've been able to capture some amazing bids on during this run up right here, okay, on the daily dynamic, as well as this entire previous bull market as well. So if you have a bigger position in Cardano, I definitely suggest checking out the dynamic indicator. You'll find it on the mangoway.com/dynamic. There should be a link in the description below. But yeah, this is it. As far as the bids for Cardano is concerned, so we were looking at a total of 3 sort of war zones, right? And I had circled this out for you just based on how the buyers and the sellers sort of fought each other historically. So the first one came in at around $1.16, and the second 2 came in right here, this entire range. And you can see that this is where the bulls technically lost the battle, right? It came down, but now we are currently sitting on multi-year support. If you really have to look at this through through an unbiased lens, this is multi-year support right here, right? The last time, so Cardano actually broke this right here in October 2022. We lived under this entire region for like the longest time until December of 2023. And you can see right here, this was rejection, rejection, rejection. So this is a very, very important region of support. Resistance was a very important region of resistance, now flipped into support. And this is the technically the bid opportunity that I gave you guys the last time around too, in my previous Cardano video. And you can see just how well prices actually bounced off of this region. So once again, what I personally am going to be looking for, I want to see closes, man. We can start closing over this. I'm saying there's a better chance of us coming up here than us coming back down here. Okay, because I got a question on via PM. Someone was asking me, Krisha, would this be a bearish head and shoulders pattern? No, it's too early to call bearish head and shoulders. If this starts breaking dynamic resistance to the upside, I'm saying this is likely going to morph into something else than a bearish head and shoulders pattern. So I'll be watching out for that. As far as ADA on the dashboard is concerned, get into the dashboard also. If you're ever uncertain about any coin, okay, get into the dashboard first. Let that help you basically formulate a better picture in terms of bullish or bearish, right? Should you be jumping in now or should you be waiting? Now, ADA USDT on the dashboard. Okay, so you can see the bulls are beginning. So just in the previous video, this entire dashboard was just red. It's bearish across the board. 4-hour and 12-hour are now finally long. We're seeing follow through on that. Volatility on the 4-hour has sort of died down to 16. So we could start seeing a bit more from the bears right here on the 4-hour time frame, but it might be a short-lived rally because of look at the 12-hour volatility at 81. So we could be seeing resistance at that 12-hour right there. So we could start seeing a rally. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rally all the way to, well, this green box territory, which is weekly dynamic, until the bears start showing up. So it's about how, just watch out for how price performs off of this region. That's going to be your biggest help. Keep it that simple. That's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, no spamming. If you spam your coin, I'm not going to cover it. Okay, let's go on the next one. So yeah, this is it on ADA, Rick. You have the zone that I'm looking at, 55 to 53. Let's do COTI. I did ICP, so none the wiser. So my analysis on ICP has not changed. Like, it's still pretty relevant. I'll go over it after COTI anyways, because I do believe it broke a range. But yeah, much of it still sort of remains the same. So COTI right here. Dashboard first. COTI. I haven't looked at this coin in like forever. Okay, COTI. Okay, you can see that, all right, the bulls are beginning to pick up steam on the 4-hour time frame, the 12-hour time frame. You're actually up significantly on the 4-hour time frame, 17%. The bulls are seeing quite a bit of follow through, but we might be heading into resistance right now, just based on what the volatility is telling me, 85, 83. You could see a bit more of an like a bit more of a push from the bulls, but until we hit like a region of resistance, because every time I see volatility expand to these levels, right, when it gets like super hot, super red on the volatility index, I look at that as, hey, you know what, we might be getting to a phase where the bulls might be getting tired here for the interim, right? And oftentimes, if you find the volatility to be super high and you can see very clear resistance, that gives you a good reason to also pause, right? So now that is what COTI is doing right now. So bulls have taken over. However, we might start seeing a pullback to put in another low, higher low maybe, right on the range. So with that, let's get into COTI. It held support, eh? Sort of. Fake out. Okay. We might get up to the mid again at 15 cents. But yeah, COTI I think will only rally to the top of the range at 19 when we clear out 15 cents again. So look for candle closes over 15 cents. Right now this looks like a pretty intense sell-off right here. This is not what you want to see. This is not a sign of strength for now. Daily, yeah, look at the daily. That's an ugly candle, man. That's an ugly candle. You do not want to see this. This is not strength. So wait for the daily to close. If the daily closes like this, it's telling you that there's a lot of selling pressure that came in right here at the mid. This also seems to be the breakdown point right here. So if COTI has to rally once again, look for it to clear 15 cents. Okay, let's cover ICP. So you can see I've been plotting it out, eh? Bada bing, bada boom. ICP on the dashboard. By the way, guys, you can find the dashboard on app.mangoresearch.co. This is what's going to keep us on the right side of the trend. More importantly, it's going to tell you let the volatility profile help you understand when is a good time to be getting in, jumping into the trade, or when is it a good time to be actually waiting on the pullback. Right, so right now, ICP, this is just what I'm saying, man. ICP has one of the stronger looking sort of trends and charts across the board. So 4-hour, 12-hour long, okay. However, the bulls are seeing a bit of resistance here on the 4-hour time frame. You're seeing that this is red right now. 12-hour, however, you're seeing follow through 3.16%. Resistance. Why resistance? Volatility super low, but this is where the bulls are actually seeing a fight back. You can see that the bears and the bulls are actually having a war right now in the 4-hour time frame. Not just that makes sense considering, look at the volatility on the 12-hour time frame at 86. Super high. Like I said, when it gets super high, it's telling you that, okay, this is where the bears are likely going to start getting exhausted. Right, so now if I take you on over to the chart, there you go. Right, this was that critical region of, this was a weekly region of resistance now flipped into support. And once again, this is multi-year resistance now flipped into support. So once again, this has, it flipped into support, now back into resistance, but resistance nonetheless, right? Because it broke out right here. We closed like 2 candles over it, only for us to, sell off once again. Now, once again, we're using it as overhead resistance, but this is a critical point right here and nothing to be scoffed at. $15.62. So what you want to see as an ICP bull is that you want to start seeing closes over 15.62 to then look for a continuation to the upside. Right. And also look towards your lifeline. Maybe the lifeline gives you better bids. So yeah, it's literally like put on your lifeline indicator. So if you're someone looking to build on a ICP position, right, you know exactly what to be gunning for to give you some really, really good bid opportunities. So there's 13.85 right here on the daily time frame. So you can scale in right here. Another good bid opportunity comes in around $12.81, which is also another historic level of significance right there for ICP. And I believe that this is actually the cloud levels on the weekly time frame. So if I just go ahead, switch everything else off, right, and just go ahead and put on my, do I have my Ichimoku? I do actually. Brilliant. You can see that the Tenkan and the Kijun are also coming in right here. Right, so if you can actually get that on the bid, nothing like it. That's the red box territory right here. So you can gun for some weekly levels on this pullback because a lot of people, when you see blood, when people start seeing blood on the streets, they tend to trade with a lot of fear, and they're more than willing to just sell their bags. And that is information for you. That is something that you can capitalize on. Okay, especially if you are someone looking to build on your positions, but it's about whether or not you have conviction in the bull market. What I really liked about the zone though is that ICP could have dropped. Now we called the zone when ICP was sitting on this count right here at around $18, right? What was really cool about this bid was that we could actually come down here. ICP actually did come down here while still, and if it did, it would still maintain the uptrend, because notice we'd actually have to lose this candle low for us to break trend. Right, so we could come all the way down to the bid, the weekly level, and still maintain trend, and that's essentially what we did. When you find bids like that, like gun for those weekly levels that are still like way underneath price, but still helps you maintain the trend structure. But yeah, this is ICP. Once again, you're looking for a clearance of $15.62. We can start doing that. Up we go. Okay, one last one. Thank you, Arthelaise. Am I saying that right? If I'm not, my apologies. And I also noticed all of your comments on my on the ICP videos and just on the videos in general, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for, you know, always sort of, thank you so much for the encouraging words. Doesn't go unnoticed. I noticed you in all the comments, so that's amazing. Okay, BetaBot, Dogecoin. Let's do Doge. Okay, final coin of the day, Dogecoin. Doge USDT. Trend resets, man. Actually. Reset. Long on the 4-hour time frame came in 7 hours ago, but man, are the bears putting up a fight here. Volatility is 0. It's not moving. But yeah, okay, there was a crazy freaking battle going on in the 4-hour time frame for Dogecoin. So it depends. Whoever wins here wins the fight for the rest of the trends as well. Because one thing about trends, guys, it starts from the lower time frames, cascades on over to the higher time frames, right? So whoever wins the battle in the 4-hour time frame wins. So I'll say this: if the bulls actually start taking over, we start seeing returns turn positive here. We could see this long trend cascade on over to the 12-hour, on over to the daily, so on and so forth. So yeah, make sure also you get your alerts set in on any of the altcoins that you're looking at, especially when you find trend resets. That way, if the trend goes off on the time frame that you are looking at, you're going to be notified via email. A lot of times, like just today, in fact, when I had to get out of position, I was in the gym, and yeah, I got an alert on my phone saying that, hey, XYZ has turned short, time to get out. So I immediately basically came back up, got out of the bed, and took a nap. But yeah, it helps you, because a lot of times you're just going to have a very full day. How do you know when it's time to be looking at the chart, when to be looking at the chart? And maybe what if you have like multiple assets in your portfolio, right? It can get very, it can be a lot of work. And also to remember all of it in addition to everything else that happens in your day, everything else that you have to take care of in your day. It can get very difficult. Sometimes you just need that reminder. And so let the alerts help you with being that reminder for you. Okay, so now Dogecoin on the chart. Oh. I mean, it's a battle here, but it looks good. Check out the weekly. We held 15 cents. You could possibly gun for a lower bid, getting into the bottom of that range. Let's see what the lifeline is telling us. Okay, lifeline buy-op is giving you 12 cents. If you can get that, then nothing like it. But at that point, I believe, yeah, if you get 12 cents, nothing like it. Because that's bottom of the range. Multi-year is multi-year support region. Yeah, last time we were here was April 2022. We had been getting rejected off of this. First time we actually took it out in Feb of this year, Feb 2024. Been using it as support ever since. You can see every wick to 12 cents has been picked up. So if you can actually score 12 cents, nothing like it. But I actually quite like this weekly close, man. We closed over a critical region of support, which is promising. I'm seeing something, but I don't want to jump the gun. Okay, I'll show you what it is that I'm seeing. Not activated. So something to watch out for. So oftentimes, by the way, like what I just did, just to explain to you why I was going through the time frames, is that say I have identified this red zone to be an important zone on the weekly time frame, right? But oftentimes I want to see if these zones are even respected on the lower time frames. Because if they are, and yes, there are a lot of times where you're going to find charts wherein you draw these zones on the weekly time frame, but they're also respected on the daily time frame, which is really, really cool for you as a trader. Because if there is an invalidation of the zone on the daily time frame, you know what to expect on the weekly as well, to a certain probability. Right? So if it breaks the zone on the daily, you know that, okay, there's a good chance that, hey, we might actually break it even on the weekly time frame. So you're not waiting a good 7 days for you to make a trade decision. You can start sort of, you can be a bit more preemptive with your decisions. Although I'll say this is more of an advanced sort of technique, and I would not recommend this to anyone just starting off with trading. I say always just stick to one time frame. But if you have like, if you want to get into the depths of position management, I do use this technique to help me set my expectations for how do I go about managing my trade getting into the end of the week if I'm taking the trade on the weekly time frame. Okay, but yeah, this could be a inverted head and shoulders pattern, not triggered just yet. Something very, very important to note. If we do trigger the pattern, the measure move will take Dogecoin all the way up to 20 cents. So yeah. I know people are looking at this wick low right here. Krisha, you cannot call this. You can't call this a head and shoulders pattern. Whatever, man. It's not geometry. This is psychology. This is buying and selling. This is buying and selling, okay? We're not drawing circles and triangles and rectangles here. Don't don't let anyone tell you that, hey, you cannot draw so-and-so pattern in a certain way. No, if it has the psychology, it has the psychology. That's all that matters. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is, like I said, not geometry. Do not freaking boil this down to geometry. These are human beings. Wait, what? Is that true? Shiba Inu apparently about to flip Cardano on market cap? It's wild. Hey, mister, are you ready for our date? I'm taking him out. Doge exit at 20, lol. Why do I have that as a TP level? Why do you have that as a TP level? I guess if you're playing the swings, don't let me sway your trade plans, eh? Like, I am a different trader, you might be a different trader. So make sure you have your trade plan and stick to it. Like, I have this notebook. I have another one. This is actually my to-do list notebook, but I maintain like a bunch of these sort of notebooks around the house. So one is for what I have to do in a day, which is this one. It's in shambles, but anywho, it's a testament to me using it or wringing it out. But I also maintain like another notebook just for my trades. So I always have like, I maintain a certain portfolio for my trend trades, basically my cyclical trades, the ones I want to just, my high conviction trades. I'm not getting into any cyclical plays that I don't have high conviction on. Okay, so I have my cyclical trades, and then I also have my swing trades. So I maintain 2 different portfolios for these things, and I risk manage accordingly. So don't let me sway any of your trading decisions, because your trade idea might be very different from my trading idea and my trading style. All right, so that's something that you need to note. People are not going to tell you this, guys. You're going to see a lot of traders around you making money in various ways and taking various trades, but they might be a different trader than you, and your trading style might not suit theirs. So just make note of that. Try and identify who you are as a trader. What is your lifestyle? How much time do you have to actually allocate into trading, right? Then accordingly take your trades and come up with trade plans. Because if you are a passive trader, okay, so basically you don't have time to take those trades, you also shouldn't be putting on too much risk if you cannot sit there to manage those positions. So for you, it is that much more imperative to actually get those high conviction plays. The ones where the probability of that coin actually rallying to the upside is higher than most this bull market. Okay, so these are things. Another thing that I wanted to tell you was, yeah, a lot of people, coming back to Sean's live stream from last time, like he's actually sort of identified an entire system where, yeah, you can actually retire off of Bitcoin. However, I feel like people, they tend to mess up their investments primarily because a lot of people want their gains now. They want the $1 million right now. They want the $1 million portfolio right now in this cycle. No one's willing to think 5 years out, 10 years out. But to be able to retire with a good sort of portfolio, right? Not a good portfolio, with a good return worth millions, you also need to give yourself that runway. Right? The runway only comes with setting the expectations of years from now, because people want that immediate instant gratification. They tend to get too cute with their investments, especially if it's a good investment. All right, so make sure you have your time horizons pat down, and that should also be a part of your trade plan and your portfolio, depending on what positions you have. Now, for me, my biggest conviction position is Bitcoin. So there is a certain stash that I know I'm not going to be touching for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And I'm okay with that. But it's set, it's like etched for me. Unless something really, really drastic happens to the fundamental side of Bitcoin, something breaks there, maybe then I will reevaluate. But for now, all things constant, that stays. And I'm okay with that. It's about giving yourself runway. If you really, really want to retire on certain positions, give yourself that runway. Don't get cute with your positions. And once again, I'm going to implore you guys to go ahead and watch Sean's live stream from the previous video, because that's some banger alpha. So yeah, you got to delay your gratification, man, and setting your time horizons. Very important. Super, super important. Thanks for the tips. I like to use indicators on different time frames, like Ichimoku on the 8-hour and RSI and 20-period MA on higher time frames. And yeah, so Umbrella, that's a comment from Umbrella. And like for me, I use the simple moving averages on Ethereum because I think they work well. So that's why I say, like, even the indicators, guys, some of your indicators will work well on some time frames and it will work well on other time frames depending on which asset you're trading. But as soon as you find that, that is also edge for you, right? And you can sort of mix and match like that, but make sure you're, like I said, note these things down and play to it. Make that your sword on your trade setups. But also follow your plans, right? Your invalidations, all of that stuff. Okay, cool. I'm super tired. I haven't eaten all day. IF. But okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, hit the like. Once again, link to the Mango Seed program will be found in the description, themangoway.com/seed, and of course link to the lifeline indicators. This is the seed program right here. Go ahead and check out the testimonials, get into the Discord chat if you have to, and speak to the seedlings. Everyone's literally on there. And also Mango lifeline indicator, guys. This is still in beta, so the early bird sale is still on. We still have early bird prices on. You can find this on themangoway.com/lifeline. Everything is themangoway.com/whatever it is that you're looking for on Mango. Okay, so that's a quick trick. Alrighty. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Once again, happy halving to each and every one of you. This is a huge milestone. Bitcoin is officially the hardest asset on planet Earth. And with this, I'll see you now in the next update. Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way.